You are listening to Any Given Sunday Australia.
Yes, hello and welcome to Any Given Sunday Australia Summer Series, the series where we find out why Australians love the game of NFL. Joining us today, Danny is one for back from, 8 weeks of holidays. Danny, two guys that have been on our TVs, watching TV for over 10 years now. Nowadays, you can also find them possibly doing their own podcasts or a podcast about being a better dad, which is something I definitely need to get a few tips off. The boys from Gogglebox, Mr. Symon Lovett and Mr. Adam Densten. How are you two lads?
We're well. We're good. We're good. But I think your kids are probably a bit too old. My dad podcast is aimed a bit more like people who've just had a kid or are about to have a kid. So I think you're in the clear now.
Any tips are good tips.
I'll take the new tips.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that.
Is that breaking news?
One day.
We are doing well. It is the middle of the off season. That's why we're doing this series to find out different Australians and why they love the NFL. And we'll get straight into it, boys. How did you guys actually get into the NFL to start with?
Well, I was born in like 87, so I guess that makes me like a 90s baby, I suppose. Well, like 80s baby, but it's like that 90s era of like the Cowboys. So they were like always on our TV. You'd watch like, it'd be Channel 31, or it'd be Channel 7, and it'd be the Super Bowl, and the only Super Bowls that ever got played were the Cowboys ones. So then my dad went for Washington because I think they must have been really good in the 80s. I don't know, I didn't never really ask him. They just were kind of on. Well, same division, right? So it's like, well, we'll just play those two teams. So then that's where it all kind of started, and then, being a male in Australia of a certain age, I think you just love any sport, and you're like, sport's good. This is good. Good sport. And then it just kind of build, and then it just kind of keeps going, and you get more interested, and then you pick a team, and away you go.
And then I think I'm 1990, so I'm a bit younger than Simon, as you can tell. The hairline doesn't really say that, but just like a voracious sports consumer. And then the first time I really remember getting into it, like I always had a passing sort of interest, but then the draft with RG3 and Andrew Luck, I went all in on RG3, was like, he's my guy. I reckon I'm going to be a Washington fan. Maybe I'll just jump on all the Washington teams. And I saw one season of RG3. I was like, I reckon I'm in. And then I was out pretty quickly. And then I jumped across to the Bears. But I was all in on RG3, mate. I always thought he was going to be the greatest player in history.
So did everyone, I think.
Sounds like you were out just as quickly as he was, though.
Yeah. I mean, he had a couple of bad injuries. I had a couple of bad, mental decisions to follow him. So
yeah, mental injuries.
Yeah, we're both on the same level, I think.
So you're saying that you jumped on the Bears. Why the Bears?
So this is 90s. Because I'm a 90s guy, I can claim to be a 90s baby, unlike Simon. So 90s is like...
you're a 90s baby, so does that mean you're a 2000s baby? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I think by his maths, I think that's how it works.
90s.
But I was like, I want to jump on a city where I can follow all of their sports, and I want to jump on a city. It needs to be a big enough city that I can visit, but also because that means the team will never be relocated. So like, if you're a St. Louis fan, it's like you had the Rams, but now the Rams are in LA. Or you're a Raiders fan, now they're in Vegas. But the Bears are never going anywhere. And I wanted to jump on a team that were bad enough and had been bad enough for long enough that you couldn't be accused of being a bandwagon supporter. And because I was like 90s, Jordan, Chicago, you don't want to go for any New York teams, that's a bit gross. Plus they also play in Jersey. You don't want to go for any LA teams because that's a bit gross. It's LA, no interest whatsoever. So I was like, Chicago, that's my city. I've got like Bulls, Blackhawks, Bears, and Cubs. Jump on all of them. And the Bears have been shit for ages, but they're like this legacy franchise. Soldier Field, Ditka, Urlacher, like that's all really cool. And now we're just starting to get good again. So my decision 15 years ago, I know you disagree, Tom, but we're going to be good this year. We got Ben Johnson. My decision 15 years ago is like starting to slowly pay off, or it's paying off more than it did at the time.
Every sport is terrible. That's what's happened. He's like, I'm just going to go every sport is bad. I know this is NFL exclusive, but Bulls bad, Blackhawks bad. Cubs never win anything. Terrible.
Yeah, but we've got legacy is what we've got. I mean, not legacy of winning, but we've got these really like ardent fans who are really passionate about how shit we are for ages. So, I mean, I really felt the brunt of the Packers-Bears rivalry, the NFC North rivalry at the draft this year. So that was an interesting experience to be a part of.
And do you think Caleb Williams is the one? Is he your saviour?
Mate, I think he's more the guy than like Jay Cutler was the guy.
Smoking Joe.
Yeah,
Smoking Jay.
I think we can't judge Caleb on like what he did last season because he didn't have a functioning O line. Like they may as well have had me playing left tackle at that stage.
Yeah.
So like, give him a coordinator who can like do some creative stuff. Give him an O line to block, who's going to block in front of him, and then just like let the boy play.
What do you have? 3 coordinators in 1 year?
Yeah,
That's crazy. It's so funny, like just NFL
3 in
and
3
just
weeks,
sports
wasn't it?
fandom in general. It's like he's got 3 coordinators. Everyone's like, nah, this guy, I don't know if he's it. And you're like, no one's it doing that.
yeah. And there's like all the talk of him doing the like he's studying film by himself, and there's no one in there. There's no one helping him out. So like, mate, sounds like you guys are all on the Bears. Come on board. There's plenty of space. Plenty of space.
No way, buddy. No way.
You're definitely selling it, but you're not selling it enough. I can tell you that for free. And you're also sitting next to a guy that is coming off a Super Bowl championship. So you can't really say about, your legacy is still null and void, I think.
I agree. Because that's it. Like with the Eagles, that's my team. Everyone, I didn't say that before, but so I play lacrosse. So we have like American guys that come out each year and they will play for our club. And one of the guys that I got really close with, he is like a passionate, mad Eagles guy. And I was like, I like your passion. And this is really before I'd learned anything about the Eagles. And then, then I got in and I was like, oh, wow, these fans are real sus. I guess I'm leaning into this. Here we go. And it's like, I guess I just barrack for Collingwood now. This is what has happened.
Yeah. When did you kind of get around him? Like, what era? Was it the Michael Vick era? What kind of, when are we talking?
Yeah, well, I was actually in America when, in 2005... I think it was 2005.
Is that like Donovan McNabb era?
Yeah, McNabb and T.O. was there, right? So I was staying at my buddy was at college and I was sleeping on his couch and all over the news was like T.O. doing sit-ups in his driveway. I don't know if you ever remember that, but he was on like a contract holdout and he's doing like sprints on the beach and just being an absolute rig. He was like, he literally had like a concrete bust of himself in his front yard. Reporters were on his front door every day. And that was like the first bit of like Eagles. And then, Donovan McNabb, he was grouse. And then Vic came after his, indiscretions, which was like, I mean, I always liked Michael Vick. Maybe not the person, but the player. Definitely on Madden, like playing him when he was like at the Falcons.
He was a cheat code.
He was a cheat code. It was like no one is allowed to go to the Falcons because you just win. But then, no, it was only more recently, like in the last... probably 5 or 6 years, I reckon, was like really in. And then, then they got Jordan, so that was good. It was like, right, we've got an Aussie here, this is exciting. And then they got Jalen Hurts, who everyone hated, and I like a bit of an underdog. He was like, got dropped at Alabama, and they're like, he sucks. And then he goes to Oklahoma, oh, he sucks. And then he just wins everywhere he goes. And then he goes to Eagles, and people are like, oh, he sucks. It's like, but does he? Or does he just win stuff all the time? Because that's what he does. He just is a winner. He's a winner. In the most American sense of the word, he is a winner.
So I'm picturing you watching him squat 600 pounds and getting pretty excited.
Bro, what a machine. What an absolute beast. Can you imagine what that would feel like? To be able to do that and then look across at other guys and be like, well, you can't do that. Just try and stop me.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the ultimate follow me moment. Like, you stand in front of a squat rack, put 600 on the bar, and then do it, and then just go like, all right, boys, get on my back. Like, don't worry, I'll carry you there. You've just seen me squat 600 pounds.
That's why the tush push is so big, Danny boy. You're a big fan of that push.
Love the tush push. Love everything about it. Love everything about the Eagles. And I'm exactly the same as you. Like, that grit, grind sort of feeling of Hurts. I love it. Let everyone hate him. He's hanging out with MJ this week. Like, what a better inspiration.
Mad dog. I love the meme of him, or like that internet moment where he's walking down the tunnel and everyone's selected, not the Eagles. And he's like, okay, watch this.
Yep.
Watch this.
And then proceeded to absolutely wipe the floor
Right.
with Patrick Mahomes, which was
Unreal.
a huge day. We will
man.
get onto that in a minute, but I do kind of want to... You've already mentioned that obviously you're kind of a fan, both of you, of all 4, possibly 5, if you want to add lacrosse into that mix of sports in America.
I don't know if it's major.
What is it about the NFL that kind of brings you towards it, besides just watching it with your dad in the 90s?
I just love the moments and like the stories. I remember playing like AFL, well, not playing AFL, but playing like footy in Melbourne, and then like one of our pre-game before a grand final that we played, we watched the clip of a bloke running from like 80 yards to tackle a guy on the like 1 yard line and pushes him out, and that was like our big pump up thing, because it was like just those little things matter, and the every inch, the every yard, like every little bit matters so much that even though like the games go for 3 hours, the whole tailgate, the whole experience of going it's not just about like one play. It's this whole sort of experience that you just get to be a part of and be involved with. It's really cool.
And I mean, for me, it's definitely like the specificity of the athletes is like nothing else in the world, right? These guys are like all individual. At any one time, you could have the 5 best athletes in the world at different things. Like you could have DK, or even the Cheetah, who are like Olympic level track stars, and then you could have like a Jalen Hurts, who's like arguably an Olympic level weightlifter, and then you've got like these big boys on the line who just like you've got all of these athletes who are all different human beings, and like arguably you're like, how are you the same like species as each other? Like you guys are all like so different. You got like tiny skinny dudes and then mega mountains, and you're like, oh no, we just play the same sport, but it's all so tailored to whatever. And like you don't get any like feats of athleticism much like the NFL, I don't think anyway. Like you can kind of get like long bursting runs and stuff in AFL obviously, and you get some highlights, but like every play is like, oh, this could just be like a highlight forever.
I did get to shake Jordan Mailata's hand, and I'm feeling you about being the same species. He was just a monster.
It's crazy.
I mean,
bro.
I feel like
crazy. Like he's like, are you joking?
You don't shake his hand shakes you.
My entire body was moving when it happened. So
he could lift you. Yeah, he could lift you off the ground just by the strength of his hand. But that's the same. Like I'm saying, you've got like Devonta Smith, who's this like really wiry dude standing next to Jordan, and they are like there's probably 200 pounds difference between the two of them in weight. Yet they're both still like the best at their positions. And you see the athleticism. I mean, you go back to like why you like the NFL. It is like, I mean, it's hard to argue that these dudes aren't the most athletic people in the entire world. You see like professional athletes from Australia that will go to America and in the off season, and they'll like train very quote unquote with a like wide receiver, and you watch them run routes with them or like try and cover them in a corner, and that's just their fast twitch is like unbelievable.
And then also having a guy that, throwing back to the Bears, with the nickname Fridge, that can play with these guys.
Yeah.
He's just elite.
Even when I went over for the draft, I came back through Chicago and was lucky to go out to the facility out at Hallis Hall and just like see the Bears facility. And like I met Tory Taylor, and even as a punter, he's like 6'4". He'd be 100 kilos, 110 kilos, and like he's just punting. That's all he's doing, but he's still like a proper massive athlete.
We all know how complicated like football is. How would you guys go about explaining it to someone who doesn't know anything about the sport?
Bro, this is my life. I'm trying to like educate my wife every day on like what to do. I was in America in January, which was unreal, and then just through some connections that we made with the NFL, we were able to like link up with people from Philadelphia, from the Eagles. So we got to go to the NFC Championship game, and it was so I'm there with like my mate who got me into the sport, who's loved the Eagles since like he was born, and he's like born and bred Philly. Like I put up a video about giving him the tickets, and like he looks like he's about to start crying, and then he's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cancel my tailgate." Like he just like was very much planning. He cooked like 120 wings like the night before in preparation for all these people coming over. But I'm like trying to educate my wife on like how you kind of get through it, and it's like, all right, this is the primary aim, is to get the ball from here up there. That's pretty much where I kind of stop. And then it's like, it was like, yeah, okay, I kind of get that.
I think the simple rule is it's like 4 tries, you get 4 efforts to go 10 yards. If you succeed at doing that 10, hey, you get another 10.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's it. That's just as simple. I would just, like, break it right down to someone who's never heard of the game before. It's like 4 tries. You can throw it or run it, do it however you like to get it those 10 yards. If you get it, that then resets. And then I just, like, would finish there and keep it real basic.
Well, it's a very reward-based system. If you get there in 4 or less, mate, we'll give you another crack.
Have another one. And you just keep doing that as many as you like, and then if you get close, you great. You just keep going until you run out of field.
Yeah.
And then you're
We'll
like,
give you some
great.
points. We'll give you some points at the end of it.
Yeah. How many points? Who knows?
And then you go, obviously, then you go, have you seen The Water Boy? And they go, yeah. And you go, it's nothing like that, but, like, that's what it's based off.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to go and grab the mower and mow the field, and you'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What about favourite players? We've thrown out. I love the variety that we have thrown out on both sides. But do we have a favourite player of all time for each of you?
I mean, I love Sebastian Janikowski. I love that we had a kicker taken in the first round. This big, fat, white, bald dude just like bombing him. That was sick. Like, I just love that. We were talking about athletes of like different shapes and sizes and athleticism level and stuff. But I think that he's the GOAT. Like, I don't know why we're even having this, like, is it Brady? Is it like, is Mahomes? Or like, who's going to be, is it Terry Bradshaw? Like, Joe Namath, to say whoever you like. Be like, who's the greatest kicker of all time? We're going Janikowski every day of the week.
Played 18 seasons as well. I just had to look that up because as long as I've watched it, he's been a kicker somewhere.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, longevity of skills. It's like, what can you do? I can do this really well.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sure, no worries. We'll pay you.
Pay me a lot of money to do it.
Yeah. Mate, favourite players for me, look, I do definitely have, like, this, like, very strange soft spot, I suppose, for, like, Tom Brady, which seems weird to be an Eagles guy and then say, which, you know, I'm an Eagles guy who lives in Melbourne, so, like, I can say these things out loud without threat of, like, violence, which is quite nice. But, like, someone like that is just, like, it's crazy. It's just crazy what he was able to do every year. It's just like, I'll just do this again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again. And then if you don't want to do it here, I'll move, and I'll do it there.
Unless it's against Eli Manning, then I can't do it.
And unless it's against Eli Manning, and then I can't do it. But, like, you know, so, like, he's unreal. I mean, all of, like, the greats are great for a reason, right? They're kind of real basic answers. But it's a bit like when you go to Paris, you got to see the Eiffel Tower. It's a bit like that, I find. People like to go niche answers like Janikowski. It's just to prove that they know more.
But he is the GOAT.
But, like, if you, like, are saying who is, like, the most impactful players, you want to be
No, he said, who's your favourite?
Yeah.
It can be like, Jerry Rice can still be your favourite.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you
Terrell Owens doing sit-ups could be your favourite.
Terrell Owens doing sit-ups. He was electric, doing this on the star. Sick. That was so good. Love that part. Michael Vick, obviously. But, like, the young bloods are grouse, you know. I like Devonta Smith. He's grouse.
He's a winner too.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. He's like a proper winner. He's like a winner, no doubt. Devonta.
Yeah.
He's great.
Wasn't there
That was
only,
literally going to be the next question.
Hmm?
That was literally going to be the next question. Who is your favourite current player? So we're sitting with Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I'll look at this. Right next to me. Here we go. Bang. Number 6.
Oh, so good. The Slim Reaper.
There we go. I had it right. What's that?
The Slim Reaper himself. Devontae Smith.
Mate, dude, he's like, you look at him and you're like, how is this guy a professional athlete? And not only is he a professional athlete, he's one of the best he's got. Like, he's grass. I love watching him.
Oh, actually, I'll also, if I'm not allowed to go Janikowski, because apparently it's too niche, I also would say Megatron. He was sick.
Yes, Megatron, great answer.
Megatron was sick.
Great answer.
He was like, that was right in like my wheelhouse of time of when I was getting into RG3. That was like, he's just massive. He was huge. Favourite current player? I want to say, I would like it to be Caleb, but
Probably JJ.
Yeah, Jetta. J Jets is good. I quite like. I really like Jamar Chase. I think he's dope too. I think the two of them together are like a cool double.
You like Joe Burrow too? Just the Trinity.
I don't mind Joe. Although one thing that turned me off Joe, I have just started. I'm just starting to get into quarterback. Like now that it's out on Netflix, and there's a bit about like because Burrow's obviously one of the quarterbacks they follow, and his mum's talking about him, and when he's talking about he's like, yeah, I was always into fashion and like dressing colourful and doing all this, and they show pictures of him like in like weird clothes as a young kid and whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's probably pretty easy to wear whatever you like and be good at fashion if you're 6'4", the high school quarterback star. You're also like a college basketball level athlete. Like you've never been bullied. So
Hater.
you can wear whatever you like.
He's a hater. Adam's a hater.
No, I'm just saying that there's
You're
a
a
reason
hater.
for that. So I don't hate Joe Burrow.
You're a
I'm just
hater.
saying there's a reason that he's allowed to like to wear a backless
You're-
suit jacket
Yeah,
because he's
I
never
know.
been bullied into hey, what's that weird thing that you're wearing, you weirdo? Because he's the superstar of everything that he's ever done in his life.
Correct. Welcome to the world, Adam.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world. Be cool
Yeah.
or go home.
I wore thongs to school once, and I never live it down. And that's not a backlash.
Your nickname's Pluggers.
Yeah, and you're
good.
not
Here we
not
go.
into fashion as much as Joe Burrow. What if you wore a backless suit jacket to a wedding? How do you reckon you go?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't get in.
No one wants to see that hairy back.
So I can't.
People wouldn't be able to tell. They're like, geez, his back's got a bit of texture. I like that.
When it's a blue jacket, maybe.
Yeah.
What about if we break it down into? We've spoken about players and things like. What about games? Is there any games that kind of stick out to you boys to be like that's probably one that either got me into the sport or just a favourite moment of all time?
The one it kills me to say it, but I was in Boston the night of the Rodgers Hail Mary that caught in the end zone. I literally remember the bar that I was in like the dock area of Boston with my mate and watching, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's over! Like, game's over! It's not happening." Like everyone's sort of ready to start filing out, and then the Hail Mary got thrown, and then there was just like people were jumping around, running around, grabbing each other, like hugging. It was absolute chaos. So I think that's like very much up there for me.
I've got
We
I've
do
got-
have to
I reckon
specify. He
mine
did it
would
4 or 5
be,
times. So it was the Detroit one you're talking.
Yeah, yeah,
that's hilarious that we have to just nail down which one he ripped the heart.
yeah. But it's always nice to beat the Lions. Like I'll cop that one.
Very
That's
much.
funny. My one, I reckon, would be like a real like stuck in my brain moment was the Edelman catch in the Super Bowl. How he like darts across the middle, big collision of 3 guys, and then he just gets up. He's like, "No, I caught it. I definitely caught it." And they go into this like down the field thing, and it bounces off a foot, bounces off a leg, and he just slips his hand underneath it. And he's like, "No, I caught it." That one is like that's
With
seared in my
red
brain.
gloves on.
But yeah, red gloves on, absolutely. But then, like, look, to be fair, and it's recent, but I can't imagine I'll forget it. When we went to this game in January, to the championship game, we were kind of making our way to the seats after the tailgate. So the tailgate was awesome and kind of cruising around there. And then we're coming up to our seats. And the second we sat down was like the play where Saquon went 80. He like cuts through, bang, splits, and then it's, yeah. That like, we were positioned like directly behind the end zone. So the Commander's end zone for that first quarter. So looking down the field and just watching like this field like open up, and then he just hits this roll, and then it's like gone. You're like, how did he do that? Crowd going nuts. That moment is like in my brain, like I'm there yesterday.
It's unreal. Like Saquon Barkley, just himself as an athlete,
Right.
as we were seeing before, he's phenomenal. And what a pickup. Go Birds. Speaking of the Birds, though, you boys hosted your own NFL Super Bowl party. What a day was that, especially for you, Simon.
Bro, it was cool. It was like really cool. It was like, you know, we've done like a little bit of work with the NFL for like a couple of years, and then to kind of get to that moment where it's like, hey, this is like the Super Bowl. You guys are, you know, hosting it. Your team's in it. Your team wins it. That's like, And you're like, this is just like a bit of a pinch me moment. It was cool. It was like really, I didn't really know what to say. It was a bit weird when they're like, you have to keep hosting. I'm like, I don't want to keep hosting. I want to just like find people to shout at. This is great.
And what about you, Simon? Did you probably had to? It was actually the day that we met, so that's huge. So sorry, Adam, for you, did you have to kind of keep it all together while Simon was losing his shit in the corner?
My job that day was just to like keep him on the level, like remind him that he has a microphone. Like as good as it would have been to like go wild and swear, I had to be like, we have a reputation to uphold. We've got to don't go too crazy. But it was cool, like, because our main goal, I guess, for the day, as it always is like when you're hosting something, is to make sure that people there like have as good a time as possible, and like everyone's taking the day off work. It's Monday, people are stoked to be there. So at one point, our goal was just give away as much free stuff as we possibly could to as many people as would possibly take it. And that's always a great way to endear yourself to the crowd. But I remember watching it, it was like Birds score early, and it's like, great, Birds have scored early because that means Mahomes is going to come back. And they score again, and you're like, all right, cool. I mean, it's going to be an amazing comeback because you're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this like epic Kansas City comeback to happen, and it just doesn't happen. So it gets to like halfway through the third quarter, and you're like, I reckon this is over. So then it's just party time. So very similar to watching my Brisbane Lions win the grand final last year. At halftime, you almost know it's over. So the enjoyment factor for the last half is always great as well.
I've been trying to slip that in here somewhere. I was going to say it's a very love-hate relationship between you and I. You obviously following the Bears and me being Packers. But then we have the love of the Lions, and we've been to not sitting with each other, but been to a few games with each other lately.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a Lions fan, and it might be a great time to be a Bears fan. Hey, it might be my time. It'd be good, Premiership one year, Super Bowl next year. It's all right. I live in Championship world now.
I don't think so.
Not if so. Like, I mean, this like the most polite Packers interaction I've had when I was at the draft. Like, because the draft was obviously held in Green Bay this year, and I was walking around a Lambeau Field in a Bears jersey. I would have people that would just like walk past me, look at my face, and say the Bears still suck, and then walk away. I reckon that happened across the 3 days. It was maybe like 7 or 8 times a day, or you'd have someone yell at you in the distance and just say like the Bears still suck, and you'd look around wondering whether they were talking to you, but I was very clearly one of the 20 people there that had Bears gear on, so it was always directed at me. So that's a good way to bring the ego back in check.
And we'll talk about it now. You've brought it up a couple of times, so it feels like you want to bring it up about the draft. How was it over there? You obviously.
I went to the draft.
Did you guys know?
Yeah,
You guys know that?
Did you go to the draft, Simon?
No, I did not go to the draft. I didn't go to the draft. No, I didn't go.
I didn't know if this was a touchy subject or if we were allowed to bring it up, but it was obviously only you that went over, Adam. What was going on there?
Well, I'll let Simon tell the story.
Well, let me tell you a story, gentlemen. Let me take you back to 2017 when I'm booking a flight to go to my friend's wedding in Greece, which was very nice. And on the way over there, I was like, you know what? I should go somewhere on the way. I've got 10 days or so to kill before the wedding and when I can fly. Where should I go? Oh, my mum said, you should go to Iran. That'll be grouse. And I went, I don't reckon, no, I don't know. She's like, I dare you. I dare you to go to Iran. I'm like, fine, I'm doing it. I'm going to Iran. So then I booked my flight to Iran, which, great place. Like, it was like, people were lovely. Food was delicious. The sights were great. It was awesome. I saw the world's oldest tree. It's like thousands of years old. It's awesome. So I go to Iran in 2017, but then as a part of that, you can't go to America. Well, you can, but you have to get a visa. But then my visa that I did have expired in February, and then the draft was obviously a little bit like a short time after that. So I couldn't get another visa in time. So I didn't get to go to the draft with Adam.
Yeah.
But Adam went to the draft. I don't know if you guys
have heard, but I went to the draft. Simon was meant to come to the draft,
yeah,
but he didn't come to the draft because he couldn't get a visa from America. The next time, He can get so he can't even be there. So theoretically, let's just say the NFL contacts Symon and they're like, hey, for our opening kickoff, we want you there. We want you front and center. We want you to do the kickoff. He would have to say no because he can't get a visa until December.
Oh, no. Well, we'll go. It's fine.
That's kind of it, guys. You just like to really fall on that one. That's just
fall on
you guys, selfless guys. Selfless guys.
For lack of a better term, we'll fall on that grenade for you when the time comes. But that's a real. We did hear that party when that news when we were at the NFL party in Australia, and I kind of brought it up that there was only one of you over there, and it was a bit of a, look, let's not talk about that right at this very moment. But it sounds like you had a great time, Adam, while you were there.
I had a great time. I went to the draft, so it was pretty cool. I mean, Green Bay itself, like, this is where a Bears fan gets to, like, properly shit on a Green Bay fan. Like, if you are going to a city in America, I mean, Green Bay's not at the top of my list. It's like if an American person came to Australia, and I referenced this in a post that I put up about it, but it's like if someone came from America and they were like, oh, where should I go and visit? It's like, go to Traralgon. There is an MCG at Traralgon. And you'd be like, what else am I going to do there? And you'd be like, there's an MCG at Traralgon. And you're like, yeah, but is there like food? Is there drinks? There's stuff to do? You're like, there's an MCG at Traralgon. So like Green Bay itself as a city, shithole.
Shithole.
Absolute shithole. Chicago as a city, oh mate, wow, beautiful. Could live there. But the actual being in Green Bay, the town itself, bits to be desired, but the event itself incredible. Like it was like the best way to describe it is it was like going to a music festival. There was thousands of people, everyone was drinking beers, it was freezing cold, there was not a vegetable in sight that wasn't potato form, and everyone was just pumped to be there. And like the atmosphere was really, really cool and friendly. And even though I am a Bears fan, I still did not feel unwelcome there, which was nice.
I have been to Green Bay, believe it or not. For some reason, found a little bit different to you, but I did find. There was a lot of cheese. Did you find that? Everything was cheese covered.
Yeah, cheese curds. Everything is fried. Everything is beige. Like, I cannot remember a single colour that I saw or ate for the 4 days that I was there. But I do respect and love the passion of the people in the city was awesome. It was like being in Melbourne during grand final week. Like, everyone's got their houses painted. There was someone had carved a tree into the shape of a Lombardi trophy out the front of their house. There's like so much merch going around, and people it's clearly like so highly part of their identity and such a pivotal part of their life that it was really like cool to see that and see the people and how much they just have a genuine love for the Packers.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy to say that it is their only identity. But we can say part of their identity is fine. All right, let's get it back to other questions, not shit cannon on Green Bay anymore.
My favourite part of the podcast so far, by the way, boys.
Heaps of time.
What player would you pick from another side to bring into either Chicago or Philly?
Mine's easy. Mate, I would take
Patrick Mahomes. Is that your answer?
Nah, yeah, I mean, if I'm not allowed to have Lamar Jackson...
You can't be niche. You can't be too niche.
Yeah, if I'm not allowed to have Lamar Jackson, I'd probably take... I'd take Derrick Henry. I'd take just like a big running back. Just to like take a bit of load off Caleb. But also like, man, we got wideouts. So like, I'm all about defense is good. Obviously, defense wins championships, but that's boring. I want to see a team that's like high-powered, scores heaps of points. Like, that's really exciting to watch. So... Got like Rome on the outside, Luther Burden third on the outside too, and then you want to see like just be a big DH hammering up the middle.
I don't know. Do I have to answer? I feel like we're set. No, we're like good to go. I was like trying to think. I'm like, do we need wideouts? No. Do we need more strength on the line? Probably not.
Need QB?
Do we need QB? No. Do we need anyone defensively? No. Like we're pretty covered. Maybe like
bring back like prime Devin Hester.
Yeah, maybe that would be it. Like just like defensive back
What
potentially,
about
but
Janikowski?
yeah, exactly. That's probably it. We actually probably just need a Janikowski. Yeah, just like an automatic from the spot. But I don't know. I don't really see the. What do you guys think? What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, I was going to say, go to Danny.
What's
I
your
think we're
answer?
going back to back, baby.
Oh, shut up.
Right?
Is this the worst? I mean, as much as we have a like a mutual dislike for each other, Tom, the seeing the smugness of these two is just like disgusting.
Yeah, the genuine, like, I don't think we need another player is really irking me right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's
we lost half our team too because like we're like he's good, but like is he good enough to pay? No,
you
probably
definitely need a
not.
kicker because you don't have anyone to hit it.
No, I don't necessarily think we. No, I'm like looking. I'm just looking through the list now. I don't see a lot of holes, to be
Are you
fair.
happy with your quarterback coach? Like, do we bring in someone there, or like,
Fuck, I could do it. Let's be fair. I'd like to do it. They pay me to do it. Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that. Maybe we need like.
they just can't do it till December, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. December.
Yeah.
Yeah, December 11. After that, I'm on. I'm on for the Christmas schedule. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need like a tight end or something like that. Maybe like a
Take Cole Pitts.
take like a George Kittle or something like that. You know, who's like an out of contract guy who free agency looking to get somewhere.
Win a
San
chip.
Francisco, they just like fall over. Maybe a tight end. That would probably be it. But
Now, if you could play any position, what would
Yeah.
you be playing?
I'll punt. Every day of the week.
You
No,
can pick any. You can pick any. You don't have to be an Australian. You can pick any
Adam
position.
can actually kick a footy just like 60 metres.
I'd punt for sure. Just like it's like so. Yeah, I mean it's obviously like high pressure, but like punt. That's just like you just don't have to do that much. I mean, obviously, hey, this is not to shit can punters. It's like a very niche position, and you got to do a whole heap of strength work. But I'm not getting hit as anywhere near as hard of any direction that I would be if I was playing in any other position. Like punt returner, no
I'm pretty
thank
sure
you.
we've seen
Like
it.
the thought of running.
A couple of the Aussie punters running down the field and laying people out. Are you going to be able to do that?
Oh no, very much not at all. It's like just punt the ball, make sure it goes out, and then go from there. So just like really rely on it. I'll throw out an arm. You know how you see it's like you get juked, and then you just like throw out an arm and you dive. I'm okay with that. I don't need to run forward.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I would be the backup quarterback. That like third string. That's grass. You get like all the cool stuff of being a quarterback. You can like do the warm up and look like a mad dog because you can throw a great spiral, but you don't have to ever get hit. And like you get paid, but not that much. But that's like okay.
You get paid enough.
You get paid enough, and like even when you get on the field, it's usually in junk time, so you're playing against like equal adversaries. So you're like, I could do this. Like you want to be like, I don't know if you want to play as much as Nick Foles played, but like you want to play like just a bit.
You
And
want
then
to
you're
be someone
right.
like Matt Castle,
Yeah.
who was like the superstar of USC, like wins a Heisman, is like this absolute mega star. Then he comes into the league, he's a bit chick, so gets relegated to backup. But you're always getting a job.
Always.
You are never. Everyone's like, well, he won a Heisman.
He won a Heisman. Get him in.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got to be good enough as a glue guy at the very least to be second or third string, and then you're still getting paid. But you're still getting a job everywhere. Same with like Colt McCoy was like
Great answer. Teddy Bridgewater, I mean, he was like kind of floating around that spot for a bit, and then he got too bloody good.
Yeah.
And then they put him back up to the number one spot. What an idiot!
yeah
Like, what a bloody goose. He started getting hit again. Cuz, what are you doing?
yeah.
There's a lot of
You got
Marcus
backup
Mariota
quarterback.
kind of feels and
Yes,
yeah.
that's a nice spot as well. Yep.
Yeah.
You want to be like the guy who has all the information and like is purely there on reputation alone.
Yeah.
sounds like. Did you ever watch Blue Mountain State?
Yeah. There's a movie coming out.
That's
Is
fine.
there?
Yeah, they're making a movie.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
There you go, breaking news. Yeah. So that would be me, backup quarterback. We were. I went to. I feel like all of these stories are like just flexes on when like we went overseas, but you
I
know,
didn't want to
we'll do
say
it again
that.
because it's a podcast. That's what we're doing. When we were at uni, I did a placement at this place called Exos in Frisco, Texas. So Exos is like where like all of like the draftees train. There's one in like LA, there's one in Texas, there's one in Phoenix, and like that's where I think they've drafted. I'll find out for you, but they have like the last like 15 number one quarterbacks, right? I'll type it in. Exos number one draft picks, and it'll come back with something stupid. And they Exos. Here we go. Anyway, so I was there, and they were doing like off-season training with like a bunch of dudes who, I wasn't kind of into it as much then, but like this guy walks in, and I was like, oh, he's the coolest dude I've ever seen. Who's that guy? And they're like, oh, he's the backup quarterback, third stringer to like the Chiefs. He gets paid $5 million a year. He hasn't played in 4 years, but like everyone just really likes him and he's a good dude. I was like, that sounds like heaven on earth.
Here you go. Since 2015, Exos have produced 743 draft picks, including 127 first rounders, and in the 2023 draft, Exos athletes accounted for 30% of the total draft picks taken.
Mm.
So when like for your AFL fans out there, when the Bombers were like, oh, we're going to try some different stuff, we're going over to America to train, that's where they trained. They trained at like this place, and they like get all these methods and stuff. It's actually like pretty cool. It's a pretty cool system.
That wasn't the 2011, 2012 Bombers, was it?
Not quite.
They're trying different stuff.
Different stuff, exactly.
Is there any, obviously being the backup QB, you're probably across most of the rules, but is there any rules that you either look at it and you don't understand it, or do you look at them and think, I don't really understand why we have it in the game?
I'd say like when you punt a ball out on the full, I'm just like, let the boys just like kick for distance. It's okay. There'll be less hits, less concussions. Like I'm okay with that if they punt it out for a bit of almost like a bit of rugby league style, where you can punt it out on the full and not be penalised for that. I reckon that. I mean, the concussions are obviously down much more this season, but I think that would help to that and just add an extra element into the game as well.
Do you know what I don't understand? Nominated receiver. I don't get why we have to tell everyone. I don't understand how that doesn't just completely cook your whole game plan. Like if you got like a big fat dude who's like, I'm eligible. You're like, oh well, cool, he's involved. Like I find that so strange. It's like,
especially if it's in Detroit, he's getting the ball.
Yeah, it's like, cool, he's trick play coming right up. Here we go. Like I find that very odd that you just have to be like, yeah, I can do it.
But what if you're a DC and they're like, there's only 4 guys out there, there's supposed to be 5. What's going on?
Yeah, but that's good though. So this is we need to favour the offensive side of the ball.
Agreed.
This needs to be like, let's score points. Who cares? Like defensive coordinators, like they're boring people anyway. So like whatever. No, I'm not fussed. Like no one's coming to the football to be like, geez, I can't wait for it to be 7-3. They're like, I want to see a shootout.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the best answer we've had, to be honest.
Now, like, obviously the new Blue Mountain State movie is going to be the answer to this question, but it's not out yet. So what is your favourite football movie that is currently that you've actually seen?
I mean, there's classics, isn't there?
Like,
does everyone say the same answer all the time?
It's got to be Titans or Any Given Sunday, doesn't it?
Well,
It varies,
they kind of get thrown out, but we've had some real niche real niche answers.
What would be a really good one? The Replacements. That's pretty good.
We have
Keanu
that one.
Reeves.
I like that one though.
I like
The
that
Sebastian
one.
Janikowski documentary is probably going to be up there.
True. Yeah, mate, that's coming up on Netflix. Kickers.
That's to come.
Doing that next time.
That's definitely to come. I mean, if people count Waterboy, the Waterboy's a classic.
Waterboy's a good one. Waterboy's a good
It's
one.
got football in it. It's a football movie.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Any Given Sunday is pretty good. It's like very good.
I remember when that first came out, one of my mates learned the monologue, and then when he could do the monologue, he did it at a party. Everyone was like, "That was sick!" Like, sat everybody down and just got up and recited the whole thing. And everyone was like, "That was cool, lads."
That's like a fun party trick. You know when people say like, "Do you have a fun party trick?" being able to recite a monologue from a movie would be a good one, and that would.
Do you
be
reckon
great.
that'll still count now though? Like, is it big enough at the moment that people will be like, I know exactly where that's from?
Who's hanging out with people who don't know that?
Yeah, that's true.
That's weird if you're not. You know, you're like, if you're hanging around with people who don't know what it is, you gotta get some new buddies.
Yeah, hanging out with the wrong people. That's a great
Yeah,
point.
the wrong people. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go with the answer any given Sunday.
Any given, yeah, no, nice. We kind of people have broken it down to as long as it's got a scene that has NFL or football in it. So it's a real big. We've got a big market to work with.
Silver Linings Playbook.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Because he's a Birds fan. That's why. That's why.
Yeah, that's why Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah, I bet you haven't heard
That'd be
anyone
good
say Silver Linings Playbook is their favourite football movie ever.
No.
That's
Yes,
a fair.
actually, just
Yeah,
now.
mate.
That's the first one.
Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Oscar winner.
Congrats.
Good boy.
What about an actual great football movie draft day? So we bring this one up because it's
I went to
Charlie
draft.
Charlie who's normally on it. He thinks it's the greatest movie of all time. I'm in that camp. But there is a lot of people that think that's either the greatest or the worst movie of all time. So we kind of want to get a gauge of where you boys are sitting with it.
Do you know what? I only have ever watched that movie on TikTok. Like,
Not the full one, I'm presuming.
well, I spent a lot of time on TikTok. Tom was just horrified that I said that, by the way. His face was just like a shot in the cat. I was like, Jesus. I think I've only ever watched that on TikTok, like little snippets, and it's always like the end part. You know, where he's like, that's the one with Kevin Costner, right?
Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
BKC.
So I just watched that like last little like exchange over and over and over again. It's like, are we going to pick him? Are we going to take him? No, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Then we're going to get the good guy, and we're going to get the picks, and we're going to do it all. Oh, it's going to be great. I have no idea what else happens in the movie, though.
That's pretty much the movie. So,
Yeah.
so where are you sitting with it? Is it the greatest or is it the worst?
Well, I mean, if the fact that neither of us have seen it like in full length probably means that it sits at the worst.
Ooh.
Wow. I feel like you both need to do yourselves a favour and do a little bit of homework and watch that movie in full. Just treat yourself. Right before Adam goes to the next year's draft on his own, just rewatch Draft Day.
I'm off to Pittsburgh 2026, guys.
Far out. That's so good.
Yeah,
Does anyone ever say Rudy? Does anyone say Rudy
Oh, Rudy's a classic.
as a movie, as a football movie?
We did have that. We've had a couple of people that are very, like yourself, Adam, that just know the football, know the sport. So Rudy definitely comes up with those kind of guys, which I do love that one as well. So, Danny, you've got the next question. I don't want to step on your toes. I was about to.
What's the hardest part of being an NFL fan and living in Australia?
It's time zones. It's like missing the games that start at 4 a.m. because you're like, I've got to do something at 6 p.m. And so like adjusting to that, I think it's like it'd be a very cliched and very simple answer that I'm sure a lot of people give, but it's like, it gets you if your team's playing on like the East Coast at 4 a.m. You're like, this sucks.
I would have said the stigma associated with being enthusiastic about the NFL. Like, have you guys saw that Batuta Advocate article ages ago? It was like, friend who wears NFL jersey wants to tell you all about the rules and stuff. Like, people just don't care. So you're like, did you see that? And they're like, I don't care. You're like, far out, I want to talk about it with someone. So you kind of can't just like routinely talk about it. They're like, but did you see that AFL? And you're like, yeah, I saw the AFL, mate. Yeah. Let's talk. Sure, if you want to talk about it, okay. So like, you want to talk about it more, but there's not as many kind of fans who want to talk about it with you. Or you can be like, oh, look, what's your favourite NFL movie? And they've got no answer. Have you seen Draft Day?
They say Silver Linings. They won't say Silver Linings Playbook. So,
no, go Birds. Go Birds. Tragic story, Silver Linings Playbook, though. Degenerate gambling all throughout it.
Hey, let's not spoiler all that.
Yeah.
let's not give it away. You've already given away Draft Day by saying exactly what happens on TikTok. So,
Oh, no.
the last one from me, and boys, you've been so good with your time. We got, getting ready for the Olympics with lacrosse coming up. So I can't believe we actually finally squeezed you in. What would you say to someone that you are talking to and they say, oh, look, I don't really give a shit, mate? What are you going to say to them to turn them around and actually convince them to get around the NFL?
Shame them, obviously. That's definitely the answer, right?
Yeah.
You're like, are you joking? What do you mean? You don't want to be interested in the sport that has the best athletes in the world? Sure. Like, whatever, man. Like, you're a fake sports fan. You know, like every city, like Green Bay, which has nothing, has a team that you've heard of in Australia. Like, no one in America or no one in England has heard of the Traralgon Panthers, but they've heard of the Green Bay Packers, right? So it's like, why do you not want to get involved in the biggest show on earth? I don't understand. Like, that's like you just what are you doing? You're just trying to be like cool and niche for no reason. That's what I think.
I would say the two selling points are, one, the biggest game of the year is always on a Monday, which means like that just is another weekend day for you. So the more you get involved in that, the the better the more that you get involved in the season throughout it means that your Monday is even better. It's just another grand final, like another sport grand final that you get to add into. And two, I would say that that's bullshit because you're already an NFL fan anyway, because you are talking about like the Super Bowl ads and like the halftime show. You are already aware of it being in your universe and in your world. So like you're already knee deep in the water. Just dive in.
You probably wear the clothes.
Yeah.
Like vintage sports fashion, you're already probably invested. Like, then you can just pick a team and stick fat.
I like the Monday, bringing up the Monday, because it's what other sports can you regularly on a Monday or a Tuesday just go to the pub and watch it
Yeah. And you can block that
4 in the morning.
Yeah.
every week?
Yeah.
You want to get pissed on a Monday morning? I've got a sport for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, from 3 a.m. You can either stay up from this night before, or you can just get started that day. It doesn't matter.
And like an easy one to get into is like, man, the food. You go like buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah.
Like a whole roast chicken, just like stripped with cheese and like ranch sauce and heaps of like just disgusting like goodness.
So good.
You can do that every week. So like even if you don't like the football, that's okay. But you like the food, I guarantee it.
And the ads.
Can I ask a question of you guys before we leave, which I assume you were wrapping up because you were like, yep. Do you mind if I ask a question?
Well, this is the first, so sure.
From your NFL experiences, and I'm assuming that you've both been to games, what is something that you would bring back, and it may be tailgating, but even if it's tailgating, something very specific, what's something that you would bring back to the Australian sporting experience?
I'm gonna jump in first for this one, so Timo doesn't steal it. I'd say like it's the overall passion, and like people go and they love their team, like they live and breathe their team. I know you might say Collingwood fans do that, but when you get to a stadium, you're sitting next to your rival. They hate each other. Like it is the end of the world if you're sitting next to a rival fan. I'd say that passion that the all American fans bring, and like I watched a game in Frankfurt, and they all travelled. It was Miami Dolphins Chiefs game, and the Dolphins and Chiefs fans just couldn't sit near each other. They were on opposite trains. It was amazing. And it's that rivalry and passion and their absolute love for their team. I'd bring that back.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a great question, because I'm going to go exactly opposite to what Adam said. Going over to Green Bay and seeing every second house is painted green and gold in my team, and I live in Melbourne and follow Brisbane, so I don't get that home ground advantage ever. So being in there and it was just nothing but home ground fans and things like that was grouse. And then we played the Seahawks, and I tell this story a lot because I love it. And we beat them. It was Aaron Rodgers threw a touchdown to win the game. And a fan told me to stand on a Seahawks jersey that was on the ground because I was just there. And I said, I've never been to a game. He's like, man, you stand on that jersey. You stand all over it. And it was unreal just to be one in a home team. And the passion that they have is unreal. But and just the overall bias for every team I'd probably bring over here as well. So it's your team or nothing. Like there's nothing that can sway you that the Bears are no good. Like they are just the best thing that ever happens to you. And doesn't matter if they don't win a game, they're still the best team ever.
Well, it's like a full sport full of one-team towns, right? So, like, the Eagles is like the whole place is green. And when we're there, the whole place is green. And everybody's green. And you walk into every shop and you're like, go birds. And like, go birds. Everybody's doing it. It was, I like those answers, fellas. They're great. They're really great.
I mean, you say that, but like Caleb Williams is undefeated at Lambeau, so
I was waiting for that. I was fucking waiting for it. Wait to see this year. We're gonna have to, when the boys play each other, we're gonna have to get around each other. I think we've got 2 opportunities. So, boys, you've been so good. Really appreciate your time and love the passion and the nicheness of Sebastian Janikowski. And
Did you think you would talk about Janikowski on the pod today?
I didn't think that, and I've brought it up a few times because I've loved how much it's actually been
no
said.
Janikowski and no Silver Linings playbooks. The stuff that you're not getting every week on any given Sunday.
Absolutely.
The stuff we love. The stuff we love. Where can we find you? I know your podcast is on hiatus at the moment, but where can everyone find you who hasn't found you already?
Yeah, I mean, socials is the way to go. So, Symon Lovett on Instagram, SYMON LOVETT, and then Adam Densten, ADAMDENSTN. Sure. That's how you spell it. How you spell it?
DNSTEN.
IN, sorry, I forgot an E. My bad. And then, Gogglebox comes back at the end of August. So tune in and, hopefully we cover a little bit of NFL. We definitely won't, but, maybe.
How do we get that in there? Can we write letters?
Quarterback season 2.
We did the Super Bowl one, yeah?
Yeah, it's all on timing.
It's to my point about it's a bit niche to talk about. People en masse not interested in it, unfortunately.
Well, quarterback, it's on Netflix now.
We very well might do quarterback.
Quarterback we could do Joey Burrow because I feel like he's like a bit of a crossover star.
Yeah,
he might go
the man who's never been bullied.
Yeah,
as long as he's wearing backless shirts or jerseys and stuff like that, you've got something to talk about.
Fashion is.
Love that.
Thank you very much, boys, and we'll definitely get you back on.
Appreciate you, fellas. Thank you, guys.